Hello all. My name is Anjali Yadav and today we are going to discuss about chapter 3 of our course Financial Products for Rural Market. So the name of the chapter is Financing of Short-Term Agri Credit. The topics which we'll be covering in this chapter is we'll learn about the system of short-term agri credit, then about Kisan credit card. We'll know about its features and why it was introduced, and a loan repayment and other levy. How loan repayment is done and what all details to be followed. Then crop insurance and crop protection, and other livelihood assets protection. So So let's start with our first topic, that is the short-term agri credit. In the short-term credit agri credit, this is the type of credit. The principal and interest has to be repaid on a particular given date within a period of 1 year. Uh, one or less than 1 year is considered as short-term credit, and this type of loan is expensive but it's worthy, and particularly for those who are starting with the startups or small scale based company. So the examples for the purpose of availing short term agri credit is purchasing seeds, pesticides, then feed on fodder livelihood livestock, then fertilizers, agriculture produce marketing, and also provide wage payment for the hired labor. So the major functions of credit are the production. So funds are required for agricultural production and increasing productivity. So agriculture production and productivity can be improvised through the use of the latest technologies and equipments, fertilizers, and proper research based on approach, so that resources could be utilized on a proper way. Then marketing of the agricultural products is very important, as this is the way through which the people who are working in the agriculture sector could earn more money, and the money could then help them in improvising their living standards and also help them in the future. And the short term refinance system includes the what does refinance means? Refinance is provided for the purpose of production at concessional interest rate to the state cooperative banks and the RRBs, regional rural banks, through sanction of credit limit. So in the short term seasonal agriculture, each withdrawal is against this sanction limit of credit is repayable within the period of 12 months. In short term refinance for others, the limit would be provided for different purpose like agriculture and aligned activity, crop marketing, fishery sector, industrial cooperatives, labor contract, and various other things. So in others all these things come. Then in short term weavers, so for supporting of refinance is available under this also, uh, uh, due to the following reasons, like requirement of working capital for primary or regional weavers cooperative society, and then requirement of working capital for the primary weavers that are through the scheduled commercial banks. Then also requirement of working capital for state handloom development corporation through the scheduled commercial banks. So these are the reasons. Then we'll talk about the policy initiatives taken by the government in India. First one is farm credit package. So in farm credit package, government in June 2004, the decision was of doubling agriculture credit flow in next 3 years by referring 2003 and 2004 as the base year. Since this year, agriculture credit flow has exceeded target consistently. Like in the target in the year 2014-15 was fixed to 8 lakhs, but the target achieved was 8 lakh 45,328. Then in the year 2015-16, the target was 58, it was 8 lakhs 50,000. Then the target achieved was 8 lakh 70,000, 77,527. So the credit has been, farm credit package has been consistently increasing over the years. Then the interest subvention to farmers. Interest subvention of 2% annually to the public sector banks, private sector, scheduled commercial banks, corporate banks, and the RRBs on the funds owned by them used for the small term crop loan up to 3 lakhs per farmer. Then provided lending institutions making availability of short-term credit at ground level at 7% annually to farmers. Then in interest in subvention of 2% per annum to banks on their own funds, is that the Indian government announced a scheme of an interest subvention in the year 2006-7 for enabling banks for providing agriculture credit for short-term up to short-term crop loan up to 3 lakhs at 7% interest to the farmers. Then extension of interest subvention scheme to post harvest loans. So as to disclose distress sale among farmers, and the encouraging them for storing their produce in the warehouse against the warehouse receipt, benefit the interest subvention scheme has been extended to marginal and small having a Kisan credit card for further period up to 6 months post harvesting on the same rate as it is available for the crop loan against the negotiable warehouse receipt to keep the produce of the in the warehouses. Then interest subvention in the event of natural calamity. So while the natural calamity, if there is crop loss in 50% or more, then a restructured period of repayment will be extended to a maximum of 5 years, including the 1 year of Mauritiusism period. Then the banks have been advised further that all the short-term loans are eligible for restructuring in this scheme. Then all the restructuring cases, the moratorium period of a minimum of 1 year is guaranteed. Then installments of the existing term loan are rescheduled. The fresh crop loans is guaranteed to the affected farmers, and the crop loan is continued at the concessional interest rate for at least 1 year. Then collateral free loans. This limit of collateral free loans are increased from, the limit has been increased from 50,000 to 1 lakh for now. And then in credit card scheme, for ensuring all the eligible farmers are provided timely and hassle-free credit for their agriculture operations, the scheme KCC scheme was introduced in the year of 98 and 99. So next is the joint liability group. In this, uh, a- a joint liability group is an informal group which consists of 4 to 10 individuals who come to avail a bank loan through a group mechanism or individual basis against a mutual guarantee. A guarantee who plays a role, like if a person who doesn't, he is not able to pay the interest at a time, then the guarantee can pay on behalf of. So the innovations in the agriculture credit are, uh, uh, credit was recognized as a priority sector, and then in the development, rural infrastructure for development was set up by the NABARD. Then the funds which were deposited in this RIDF were lent to the state government for financing of rural infrastructure. Then the commercial banks prepare some special credit plans with prescribed annual growth in this year. In this year, then in the year 1989, NABARD introduced KCC for the farmers. Then in the year 2004, a comprehensive credit policy was introduced. Then the scheme of interest subvention was introduced in 2006 and 7 on the short-term credit. Then lastly, a financial innovation in the terms of farmers through JLGs. Then innovation in other areas, like the first one is warehouse receipt financing. In this, the credit extended against the commodity stored in the bounded warehouse is foundation in the developed countries. Then in supply value chain financing, so it could be described as the interrelated link that includes input use, production, storage, processing, transportation, marketing in the domestic market, and export to the foreign market. So to finally reach the ultimate consumer. Then in leasing can be promoted as a substitute when there is an existence of severe scarcity of absence of long-term credit. So as is a typical case in many development countries. Then contract farming. With the increasing demand of value added and high quality products, need of increase in full value chain, funds are being directed by some corporate firms for adopting contract farming mechanism. Then the producer companies. Business enterprises have high capital investment have been increasing, looking for some direct tie-ups with the farmers for ensuring continuous, adequate, consistent supplies of working labor. Then the evolving patterns in the flow of credit, agriculture credit. Firstly, there was increased role of formal institutions, structures in the rural credit. Then it happened to be increasing in intensity of agriculture credit. Then there was growing share of commercial banks in the total agriculture credit starting from 1980s. Then there was a sharp growth in the commercial banks in the 2000s. Then commercial banks growth in the agriculture credit and the total credit. Then there was a fast growth of indirect credit to agriculture. Then there was a decline in share of long term agriculture credit. Then there was skewed distribution, introduction of KCC, and level of agriculture NPS. So we will just go through some of the graphs which show these increases, the patterns of flow of agriculture credit. In this, you can see the credit intensity in the agriculture. In the first phase, it was quite low. In the second phase, it was quite average. Then in the third phase, it has been increased very drastically. Then the growth in agriculture credit. So the cooperatives have been increasing and decreasing over the years, but now you can see that cooperatives have declined, and commercial banks and the RRBs have taken the heights in recently. Then the share of different agencies in total agriculture credit. So again, the cooperatives have been uh, uh, having the hikes and lows, but in the year around 1999 and 2000, it has increased, and but recently it has been decreasing. And the commercial banks and the RRBs are not doing well, as they are at the bottom only, but the commercial banks are at the height right now. Then shares of short-term and long-term agriculture credit. So in the over the years, the short-term amount and the long-term amount has been uh, in the previous years, the long-term amount was more preferred, but now watching the 2007-8 and 2008-9, the short terms have increased, and as you can see, the short term is increasing, and long term share is decreasing. So we come to the end of the first topic. So it's activity 10. In this, you have to make a group of four students and present about any one initiative of innovation done by the government of India related to rural credit before in front of class or any person who can give you good feedback about it. That's all for the first topic. Thank you.